Hello friends, so in this video I will talk about the strength and opportunities in this Angular front 2025 in this 2025 updates. So there are lots of surveys happened. So in this there is a we find out like what are the strength areas or the opportunities areas. So this is mentioned in the docs also. So let's start. What are the strengths and opportunities areas, and if you're learning Angular, like is it a good time? So yeah, means this is a top client side framework, and means yeah, you can see learn and more about like why companies are using this Angular in 2025. Like still there are lots of other libraries framework also, but this is also a good framework. So means if you heard of like React, Vue, Ember, so this Angular comes in the top list. So let's see the areas, what are the core strength of this framework and what are the opportunities. And there are lots of things that is happening in this framework, and every 6 months they release a new version, so we got the new upgrade also. And it basically improved the performance of application and a lot. So let's talk about the strength now. So this framework is enterprise ready, and like it is highly favored in enterprise environments for its scalability, its architecture and TypeScript support. So that is a very plus point for this framework. So if you are learning, then it is a perfect start. And that survey shows the large team and corporations value this Angular's structure and tooling. So next thing is like the ecosystem, like this. So with this Angular, like there are like this is a framework, so you can generate the things here. So this is not possible in React, like you need to create a file and manually and all those things. But here means it provides a proper structure, like if you want to generate any service component, directive, filters, so you can do all these things in framework. It is a full-fledged solution, like with built-in support for routing, HTTP forms and dependency injection. And means less dependent on the third-party libraries. Means in the React you want to install, you don't need to do routing, so means you need to install the package for it. But here what it has, it already has lots of already things, all the things that you need for enterprise level application. So this is all in one framework. Appreciate Angular's batteries including approach. So so it is very good. And so next thing is TypeScript. So TypeScript is perfect for the start. So means as we know, like we have JavaScript, we have TypeScript. So in the TypeScript the benefit is of the types, and there are lots of features that you will not like. If you're doing coding with JavaScript, it is little tough to for debugging, but if you're doing with TypeScript, the debugging is will be good. So that is a very plus point. So this is very helpful, this TypeScript. And Angular uses this TypeScript, which is a key strength for this, for the maintainability and basically for the last products, because the enterprise projects are very complex projects, they are big projects. So for we need to think about the maintainability, readability. So there are lots of things in this. So this TypeScript is very good, like the integration. And yeah, it is backed by Google. So means if you like, Google is everywhere. So means you can see like it provide long-term support, and their roadmap is very perfect, so you can use that. And means we can take a bet on this framework, that is very good, because Google is also a top company. So means if they are like create like backing up this Angular, so yeah, means it is also a good thing. So and last thing is the CLI. So as I told you, like it is a framework, so you can generate anything here, like basically generate a scaffold for all the things like components, services, directives, filters, pipes. So all things you will get here, and day by day the performance is getting increases. So in the few days Angular 20 is going to release, so which also add the new features and improve the performance of application. So yeah, it means you want to do testing for running the test cases and all, Jasmine, Karma, Jest, whatever you use in your project. So it has a powerful CLI. The tooling is also perfect for in this framework. So that is also a good start. Like, so now let's move to the opportunity areas. So what it has. So what it has, so modernized DX. DX is basically developer experience. So the developer experience is very good also here. So means if you are starting your career and you want to properly, like if you want to working in the front end, so the structure that you get, the that you are going to work, it is very perfect and very readable. And so means as if we compare it to the React view, so it is very readable, and the boilerplate code that you get, so it is very good. And next is boost performance. So performance, if you talk about performance and bundle size, so means if you create a build, it create a bundle. So means there are lots of, like, you can reduce the bundle size by implementing few ways. So means so those features I will talk about in detail in the new video. But here means you can understand, like, there are lots of things like standalone component signals that improves the performance very good. Like if make like the adoption of these features is very good, and it reduce the build size. So that is very perfect for your project. And next is SSR and mobile side server side rendering. So yeah, means it implement the server side rendering also. Means in the Angular we use Angular Universal to implement that thing. Means we just need to run a single command. So means it will add server side rendering to your project. And if you want to handle some cases, then there are utilities like its platform server, its platform browser. So there are utilities also available, so you can use those also. And yeah, means it is still in performance, so means you can develop those SR and mobile apps with this application also. So that is also very big advantage. Coming to the ecosystem, so ecosystem is like means if you compare it with the Angular React, and so this in this the third party library means you just need when you want to implement any feature like PDF, Excel. And so this is like good thing. And means the opportunity is very good, the ecosystem, the community, the open source libraries and tutorials, there are lots of things you will find out related to this. And there means TSWave, I told you, like there are lots of features with that TypeScript, so means we can improve that, we can add that use in our project. And like this is a TypeScript first framework. And like in the React you can use JavaScript also, but in the Angular, yeah, it is not recommended to use JavaScript. But in the Vue.js also it is they use JavaScript, but means you can use those TypeScript also. Means these are the optional thing in those cases, but this is a TypeScript first framework. So this is also perfect thing, like it basically make the strong type environment. And means in the Node.js also means you can add the TypeScript, but here it is TypeScript first TypeScript first integration here. So this is also. So see this graph, you will find out like what things I talked about, the strengths, the opportunities, the debugging thing, server side rendering, unit testing, documentation. So you will find out all those things. So it is very good to start if you are using Angular, if you want to learn, and if you want to start a career 2025. So it is perfect to start. Thanks guys for watching. This is the graph that I simply created. So you can see that. So thanks guys for watching. Just do subscribe the channel and stay tuned for more content.